A soft night wind rises, as if from nowhere, blowing through the trees and carrying the scent of a time long ago and longer forgotten. A dormant part of your mind stirs with half-awakened memories of a time you cannot quite remember and a place you are not sure exists. They are thoughts that come tinted with feelings of sorrow and regret, when just as quickly the night air falls still, and your mind regresses back to dismissal and déjà vu. Welcome to Ponyville. Good evening, my little ponies. I am Sea Salt, and you are listening to me over your radio. Before we begin with our top story, I have been handed a letter addressed to the station. The name, hastily scribbled across the front, indicates that it is from Davenport. You know, the pony who owns Quills and Sofas, Equestria's #1 quill and sofa warehouse, just off the main thoroughfare. He writes in requesting that the owner of the large blue box that has mysteriously appeared behind his shop please come and move it. You are blocking his loading zone. Fillies and gentlecolts, I implore that the owner of the mysterious blue box make haste to Quills and Sofas to retrieve their property. Not only is this a clear violation of the anti-littering and illegal parking laws, it is Tuesday night, and as we all pretend not to know, Tuesday night is the night Davenport receives his midnight shipments from the large black carriage filled with the large black crates that may or may not be moving. So will the owner of the box kindly relocate it to a proper parking area? Support your local businesses. Tonight, our top story has to deal with last week's royal wedding between Princess Cadence and Prince Shining Armor. The official statement released from Canterlot Castle says that the reception was, without peer, the single most perfect wedding in recorded equestrian history. The decorations were quite elegant, I am told, and the 500 guests in attendance were treated to both live and professionally DJ'd music. The cake was angel's food with red velvet icing, and the weather, I am told, was simply ideal. Not too hot and not too cold, though reports do indicate a slight disturbance when, halfway through the ceremony, a banner came loose from its holdings and sagged slightly lower than those around it. But I am happy to report that the problem was quickly remedied with tape. In a follow-up message, the great Princess Celestia would like to make it known that, despite wild and baseless rumors, there was no changeling invasion of any kind, and those claiming otherwise are, I quote, wrong, dangerously wrong. While the wedding's death toll does stand at 38, there are no reported casualties, as enforced by the princess's anti-death laws passed earlier this year as a much-needed means of boosting population morale following a series of chaotic incidents, invasions, and disasters that have afflicted Ponyville and the greater equestrian area. For those who may not recall, the law requires that all reported deaths be rounded down to the nearest 0. The royal court would also like to make it known that the changelings, who most certainly did not invade, have been removed from Canterlot, where they never were in the first place, by a magical rift appearing in the sky. The rift, whose origins remain unknown and uninvestigated, has been reported by our infallible Princess Celestia's secret guards as almost assuredly sucking up every changeling, meaning that no pony need worry about their friends and loved ones all having been replaced by perfectly matched doppelgangers, interested only in draining their victims of their love and emotions until they are a dried out and lifeless husk. That certainly is some good news. My congratulations to the happy couple. And now for a public service announcement. The Everfree Forest is off limits to all ponies. Ponies are advised against entering the Everfree Forest under any circumstances. For your own safety, as well as the safety of your families, at no point should the Everfree Forest be entered, examined, taunted, spoken of, spoken to, looked at, or thought about. The Everfree Forest will not harm you. The Everfree Forest is to be avoided. I have received an update about the mysterious blue box from our intern Red. It seems as though some pony has removed it from Davenport's loading zone, for which we are all grateful, but has now relocated it to Ponyville's northernmost bridge, for which we are all not. Will the owner of the mysterious blue box please continue in its relocation? You are disrupting the flow of traffic. More specifically, that of the hooded unicorns, as they make their nightly pilgrimage from one corner of the town to the other in a star-like pattern, chanting in long dead tongues while we all pretend to sleep. Please be aware that the disruption of the hooded unicorns for any reason is a punishable offense, carrying a sentence of no less than 50 bits in fines, 10 hours of community service, and immediate soul extraction. Remember, Ponyville, the hooded unicorn's business is not your business. This also concludes the nightly traffic report. In festival news, Ponyville's annual Carnival Fun Fair will be in town this weekend. Families are encouraged and required to bring any and all foals that have been born in the past year to the carnival for a day of games, rides, face painting, DNA sampling, brain chipping, and government registration. Yes, at Ponyville's Carnival Fun Fair, the attendance is mandatory, but the fun is guaranteed. And now a word from our sponsors. Life is fleeting. With each second we live, we grow ever more feeble and frail. We are glued upon life's tracks, and can only watch as the train of our impending mortality bears down upon us, screaming an unholy wail from every damned soul it has taken before our own. Health is an illusion. Happiness is a lie. Love is just another form of imprisonment, an act of dragging another down into the cold, murky depths of unknown oblivion, so that we need not face the horrors of eternity alone. All we are, and all that remains of us, will crumble to ash and die, burying every trace we ever existed beneath indifferent dust. Drink Coca-Cola. During the break, I received a letter from our dear Mayor Mare. She is writing to inform the populace that Pinkie Pie's formal request for a choreographed song and dance to take place Thursday at 2 p.m. outside Sugar Cube Corner has been approved. To find out if you have been randomly selected to take place in the musical piece, please wait for a formal letter to be delivered beneath your pillow during the night.
If your letter is blank except for a single black spot, you are to report to Sugar Cube Corner at 1:45 p.m. for preparations. All lyrics and dance choreography will be telepathically beamed into your head. The City Council would like to remind all residents that any loss of memories, fine motor functions, or sanity, either temporarily or permanently, is not the fault of the city and cannot be legally prosecuted. The Council also asks to make it known that if your paper contains a blue spot, you are to act as an understudy in case any pony is unable to finish their duties due to illness or spontaneous vanishings. A green spot means nothing and is to be ignored, as it is likely just a prank. A black square does not exist. Should your paper contain a black square, report to your local secret guard station for immediate incarceration for an unspecified length of time. The Golden Oaks Library, located in convenient downtown Ponyville, has just completed its renovations, which have added on a new wing capable of housing over 500 books. The renovations, which began May of last year, were scheduled to be finished within a month, but were set back by a mysterious fire which broke out in the library's then newly installed old newspapers and plugged-in toasters with faulty wiring display. After reportedly being declined for compensation by her insurance provider, library owner Twilight Sparkle returned to work, gutting and repairing the fire damages. Set to reopen its doors next Monday, Twilight would like to remind the population of Ponyville that the removal, reading, or inquiring about any book in the library is expressly forbidden. In related news, the Golden Oaks Library is openly asking for book donations to help fill its new wing. While any old book will do, emphasis has been put on donations of the following: children's literature, historical fiction, gardening, sink repair, demon summoning, and interpretive dance for intermediates. Donations are to be wrapped in a black cloth and left outside of the library within a stone circle. Any donations not abiding by these rules will not be accepted. Before I forget, remember, dear listeners, all ponies with the last name beginning with the letters E through L are required to step outside for 3 hours of mandatory nighttime appreciation. The secret guard will be in attendance to ensure that every pony required is present for their appointments. You will not see them, but they will see you. We at the station have just received an update about the mysterious blue box that has landed within our quiet community. The box has been relocated to the top of the local garbage dump, next to the stack of rusted washing machines and the old Iron Maiden. After witnesses reported seeing a mysterious chestnut-colored stallion, almost as mysterious as the blue box he emerged from, exiting with a strange object in hand. The object is described as being spherical in shape, with a light at the top that buzzed like 1,000,000 angry bees. He then quickly retreated back into the box. Having sent our own intern to investigate, a letter from him arrived during the last news story. He states that the local authorities argued for some time over who should approach the box, stating that because it was inside of the dump, it was technically within the jurisdiction of the sanitation workers, and thus not their problem. After several hours of bickering, it seems as though this station's own intern has been bravely volunteered against his will to enter the mysterious box. We here at the station wish you all the best of luck, Red. Breaking news from our neighbors to the north. It appears as though a brand new kingdom has appeared within the frozen wastes, materializing out of thin air. A kingdom, some have reported, to be made out of solid crystal and populated by ponies that are also crystal. Fillies and gentlecolts, this seemingly impossible discovery only raises a multitude of questions, such as, what do crystal ponies eat? How do they go to the bathroom? If they fall down the stairs, do they shatter? Or do they simply cut their knees, as we normal Ponyville ponies do? To answer these, and many other very important scientific questions, our own radiant and omnipotent Princess Celestia has sent newlywed Princess Cadence and Shining Armor on a diplomatic mission to, in her own words, rebuild any ties severed during the 1,000 years of no communication, as well as reclaim rightfully owned equestrian lands. She goes on to add, rumors of an ancient evil having been awakened under the ice and spreading its corruption across the landscape in an orgy of violence and bloodshed are merely the workings of Griffin propaganda. The royal court urges our friends in the northern lands, near the newly returned empire, to ignore any such stories, as well as any sounds that may resemble automatic weapons fire, screams for help, the shrieks of demons, or the sucking of innocent souls into the bowels of hell. These are, our beautiful Princess Celestia assures, a routine training exercise. That's our royal guard for you, always striving to keep in tip-top shape. We here at the station support our troops, and we hope that you do too. Remember to do your part by buying war bonds, recycling your used metal, and not resisting when the volunteer army swings by to take your children. Every little bit helps. And now it's time for the weather.
Okay, the world presents some problems and we don't know what to do. You come to find your feelings aren't exactly what you knew. The odds are stacked quite poorly if without a winning hand. But bear in mind your bearing's only worse if you don't chin up. Don't bet on sinking ships because they'll turn your chips to trash. You gotta set your sights and hopes on setting not to crash. The truth can seem quite bleak if you don't make your plans unfurl. But I would not let that mar my opinion of the fact is that if you could fix the feelings of the current paradigm, we would have a hero who's both been elusive and on time. Just one time. And then we would all contrive new conflicts. Chin up, don't bet on sinking ships because they'll turn your chips to trash. You've gotta set your sights and hopes on setting not to crash. The truth can seem quite bleak if you don't make your plans unfurl. But I would not let that mar my opinion of the chin up. Don't bet on sinking ships because they'll turn your chips to trash. You've gotta set your sights and hopes on setting not to crash. The truth can seem quite bleak if you don't make your plans unfurl. But I would not let that mar my opinion of the stipulations placed before you to get all the things you really need. Mr. Big may make things hard, but you have got to plant your seeds. Go to war, fight more. Your dreams thrive by competition. You'll find no one famous ever got there just by flinching at their foes. Cling against the torment claw with all your might at what you know. Don't let go, just grow. Don't wait or play to indecision. Chin up, don't bet on sinking ships because you've got to be more grand. You've got to think ahead and carry out the things you've planned. The truth can be of use when you can see where falsehoods lay. Don't quit on hopes or dreams when you have simply got to chin up. Don't bet on sinking ships because they'll only drag you down. You've got to keep on sailing even when you want to frown. The world will keep on turning without matter where you land. You might as well be running when your feet should hit the sand. Don't bet on sinking ships because you've got to be more grand. You've got to think ahead and carry out the things you planned. The truth can be of use when you can see where falsehoods lay. Don't quit on hopes or dreams when you have simply got to chin up. Don't bet on sinking ships because they'll only drag you down. You've got the means to live and it means merely to be found.
Welcome back, dear listeners. While we were away, our intern Red has returned to the station from his trip within the mysterious blue box to report his findings. Sadly, I am unable to transcribe just what I am being told, as, during his few hours away, our intern Red seems to have aged somewhere between 5 months and 7,000 years. His hair has grown white, he has grown a long, scraggly beard, and appears to be speaking in a dead Latin dialect. He also smells faintly of freshly harvested wheat and folded linens. Fillies and gentle colts, I do apologize for our intern's unprofessional attitude and lack of proper reporting skills. But, sad to say, madness does come with its side effects. Luckily, one of the officers on the scene has pinned a note to his chest. A note that has been written in immaculate penmanship detailing the night's events, which I will now read. It seems as though the mysterious blue box has left the junkyard, as well as the greater Ponyville area entirely. As mysteriously as the mysterious blue box appeared, it began to vanish, apparently accompanied by a sound not unlike the shrieking of the damned. Before disappearing from the sight, the chestnut-maned pony appeared once again from the box that, according to witness reports, appeared to be smaller on the outside than it was on the inside. As he vanished from sight, the pony was heard to scream, "It is too late. I cannot save you. Your world is at its end. I am sorry. I am so sorry." End quote. Well now, that really does put a damper on what had otherwise been quite a lovely evening. Well, at least we can all take comfort in knowing that our radiant Princess Celestia's strictly enforced anti-death laws will ensure that the swiftly approaching apocalypse will come with minimal casualties. In light of this news, the following events have been cancelled: the Carnival Fun Fair, the reopening of the Golden Oaks Library, Ponyville School District will not be closing, but will, instead, only be having a half-day in the morning, to be followed by a second half-day in the afternoon. Also cancelled will be the weekend bingo tournament and clam bake, the Blood Harvest Festival, Street Cleaning Day, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and every day after. Good night, Ponyville. Good night. Welcome to Ponyville was a parody project written by Canned Cream. The voice of Sea Salt was also provided by Canned Cream. Welcome to Night Vale was created by Joseph Fink and Jeffrey Craner and is published by Commonplace Books. My Little Pony Friendship is Magic is the property of Hasbro. This episode's weather was sinking ships, as covered by Slipstorm. Today's proverb: money does not buy happiness, but neither will poverty. If you need to be miserable, try to be miserable and rich.